imagine this. You wake up tomorrow morning, and somehow your life is just 1% better than it was today. Nothing dramatic. No overnight success. No massive transformation. Just 1% better. Now here's the real question. What would happen if that tiny improvement continued every single day? For the next 365 days, most people believe big success comes from big actions. But according to the ideas in Atomic Habits, real transformation happens through tiny habits that quietly shape your life in the background. And once you understand this idea, you start realizing something powerful. Your future is not built by the goals you set. It's built by the habits you repeat. 2. Introduction. The core idea. Most of us think change should look dramatic. We imagine the moment we finally decide to improve our lives. We'll suddenly wake up early, exercise every day, read more, eat healthier, become more disciplined. But real life doesn't work like that. Motivation fades. Energy drops. Old patterns come back, and slowly, we return to the same routines. But Atomic Habits presents a completely different way of thinking. Instead of focusing on huge life changes, the book teaches us to focus on something much smaller, something almost invisible. Tiny habits. Habits so small, they feel almost too easy to matter. But over time, those tiny habits begin to compound, just like interest in a bank account. And eventually, small actions create massive results. 3. The power of 1% improvements. Let's imagine two people. Both start the year in the exact same place, same skills, same knowledge, same opportunities. But one person decides to improve just 1% every day. Maybe they read 5 pages daily. Maybe they practice a skill for 10 minutes. Maybe they simply try to make slightly better choices. Nothing extreme, just consistent progress. Now fast forward 1 year. The difference between those two people becomes enormous. Not because one worked dramatically harder, but because small improvements compound over time. And the opposite is also true. Small negative habits also compound. Skipping workouts, scrolling endlessly, delaying important work. Each one seems harmless. But repeated daily, they slowly shape the direction of your life. 4. Habits shape your identity. One of the most powerful ideas in Atomic Habits is this. Real change begins with identity. Most people focus on outcomes. They say, I want to lose weight. I want to write a book. I want to start a business. But according to this book, lasting change happens when you shift your focus from what you want to who you want to become. Instead of saying, I want to run a marathon, you begin saying, I am a runner. Instead of saying, I want to read more, you start believing, I am a reader. Every habit you repeat becomes a vote for the type of person you believe you are. And slowly, your identity begins to change. Not in one big moment, but in small, daily decisions. 5. Why good habits are hard. Now here's something important. If habits are so powerful, why is it so hard to stick with them? The answer is simple. Our environment often works against us. Think about it. Your phone is designed to grab your attention. Social media is designed to keep you scrolling. Junk food is placed exactly where you can see it. Your surroundings constantly influence your behavior. And that's why the book teaches an important principle. Don't rely on willpower. Design your environment. For example, if you want to read more, leave a book on your pillow. If you want to eat healthier, place fruits where you can see them. If you want to stop checking your phone, keep it in another room while working. Small environmental changes make good habits easier and bad habits harder. 6. The 4 laws of behavior change. The book introduces 4 simple rules for building better habits. They are surprisingly simple, but incredibly powerful. First, make it obvious. Your habit needs a clear trigger, something that reminds you to act. For example, after I brush my teeth, I will meditate for 1 minute. The trigger makes the habit easier to remember. Second, make it attractive. We repeat behaviors that feel rewarding. So connect your habit to something enjoyable. Maybe you listen to your favorite music while exercising, or drink coffee while reading. This makes the habit something you actually look forward to. Third, make it easy. This might be the most important rule. Most people fail because they start too big. They say, I will work out for 1 hour every day. But after a few days, motivation fades. Instead, start small. So small, you can't fail. 1 push-up, 1 page, 1 minute. Because once you start, momentum takes over. Fourth, make it satisfying. Our brains love immediate rewards. So celebrate small wins. Track your progress. Mark your habit on a calendar, because seeing that progress creates motivation to continue. 7. The real secret of success. Here's something most people never realize. Success is not a single moment. It's the result of thousands of tiny decisions. Every time you choose discipline over comfort, you are shaping your future. Every time you repeat a positive habit, you reinforce your identity. But the results don't show immediately. For weeks, sometimes months, it feels like nothing is changing. This is what the book calls the plateau of latent potential. Progress is happening beneath the surface, quietly, slowly. And then one day, the results finally appear. But by that point, they were already being built for a long time. 8. Closing message. At the end of the day, your life is simply the reflection of your habits, your health, your success, your mindset, your confidence. All of it grows from the small actions you repeat every day. And the most powerful part is this: you don't need massive motivation. You don't need perfect discipline. You only need to start with something small. Something simple. Something consistent. Because tiny habits, when repeated long enough, don't just change your routine. They change who you become. And that's the real power behind Atomic Habits.